Before I start the speech, I'm going to say thank you very much, Mr. Penda, for helping me pass this class. I am looking forward to read the speech to you, and let's get started. This is going to be about high school, about how I had to work my butt off to do the New York State Regents exams. Hello, people. Watch me on YouTube. Today I'm going to talk about my speech about my high school years in high school with the New York State Regents. I had a big experience in high school learning to prepare for my tests and getting me ready for college. My teachers really had taught me well and passed my classes. Freshman year. Freshman year was a very tough year for me to get through to pass my Regents. I have taken core biology for freshman year, and that was one of the toughest classes I have ever took in high school. I had to prepare for the New York State Regents exam for biology, and I felt the teacher was a bit rough on me with my test taking, but I knew that she wanted me to succeed on the Regents. I was very good at handing in my homework assignments and classwork assignments on time, but I was poor at test taking in this class. I usually have gotten 50s and 40s on my tests and quizzes. It was hard for me because I have a learning disability / reading comprehension struggle, and that affected my test taking skills. But I was very happy enough to have a class called Resource Room. It is a class for students with special needs with IEPs. When I was in that class, I was found out that I can pass my Regents exams with a 55 to a 64 to get a certain kind of diploma called the local diploma. This diploma can take you into part-time jobs or community college for 2 years. I had to work extremely hard to pass my Regents exam. I ended up getting a 55 score because state's exams were a struggle for me in high school, but I was very relieved. Sophomore year. Sophomore year was one of the toughest years as well to prepare for my Regents exams. I had to take the Algebra 1 Common Core and also the Regents exam. I have also had to take the Global Regents exam as well. This was a year where I had to work extra hard for my test taking. When I took the Global exam, it was the hardest test out of all of the New York State Regents I have ever took, and I got a 46 score on that one. I was forced to take it again in January 2016 for my junior year because you cannot graduate without passing the exams. The TBQ was the hardest for me on that exam because I had to read the paragraphs and I had to state what was in the reading, and that was hard for me because of my reading comprehension struggles. That's why I failed. I have also taken the Algebra 1 Regents and Common Core. I have received a 57 on the Common Core and a 52 on the Regents. I was lucky enough I didn't have to take it again because I only had to pass one of the exams, and I was lucky enough to pass the Common Core with a 57. Those exams were very hard for me, and I was relieved they were over. Junior year. This year was a little easier than I thought. However, the studying was a bit difficult. From September through January, I had to work my butt off to study to retake the Global New York State Regents exam because of my first score I got back in June in my sophomore year. I didn't think it was fair, but I had to suck it up and do it. In January 2016, I had to retake the Regents for Global again, but it took me the whole entire school day to do it because it was very hard for me and I had extended time on the test too. So after that, about a week later, I have received a 65 score on the exam, and that is the lowest grade to receive a Regents diploma. But in order for me to receive the Regents diploma, I would have to receive 65 scores or higher on the exams. But that's not going to happen for me because Regents exams are too hard for me and I'm satisfied with my grades. After that, I had to focus on studying for the U.S. History Regents and English Common Core. Those exams were not as bad as I thought. I had worked so hard with the U.S. History Regents by doing extensive studying with my teachers and myself, and I passed with a 72 surprisingly, even though I thought the DBQ was hard for me. Personally, I feel like the DBQs are harder for me than the thematic essay because the DBQ has reading paragraphs and it's hard for me to comprehend it. For the English Common Core, I had to do some reading comprehension texts and some essays, but I was able to understand some of the material because English is usually the right subject for me to work because it can be interesting for me, and eventually I would have to take that in college because at the college I'm going to, I am forced to take an English because I'm going to SCCC. I got a 67 on the Common Core exam and was happy because I also did extensive studying with my special ed teacher and my English teacher as a class. Senior year. I do not have to take any this year because my classes I have taken did not require any Regents exams, and many seniors like me do not take any Regents because they have received their credits. I have finished my exams and I am very, very proud of myself. My advice for you is never give up on the exam. Do your best and ask for help to study before you take the exam. You can do this, and I know you can pass high school.